You start worrying whether like, is this album gonna be as good as the other one? Am I gonna have a big song again? You know, you worry about how people are gonna take the album. It's been 4 years. Are people even gonna want to listen to it? You know, so it does add a lot of pressure. But I must admit, my fans across the world, but specifically in Asia, have been so supportive and so loyal. So I had to kind of not think about the first album when I wrote the second one. I had to kind of just go, okay, that was the first album and that was amazing, but let's just leave that over here, and now I'm going to start work on the second one, and that made things a little bit easier. It was still difficult to write this album because I had to dig deeper and I had to be more personal, more vulnerable, and that kind of took its toll a little bit on my emotions. But I'm so proud of this album. I'm so proud of what I've been able to get in songs and how I've been able to write. So yeah, I'm very proud of it, but it has taken a while. So I'm excited that it's finally out for everybody to hear.
Yes.
Well, I was quite lucky that most of the album was written during 2019. So 2018 was when I came to you guys and I performed my world tour and on the Human and had an amazing year. It was my favorite year on this planet. I loved it. And then 2019 was kind of the year where I took some time out and I started writing this album. And some of it was more difficult than others. It wasn't in 2019. I was able to just take as much time as I needed. But I was only ever used to flying over here and then doing a TV and then flying over there and doing a tour. And so I was only ever used to like chaos. So when it was peaceful, it was weird for me, you know? So it was difficult to write during that time. And then at the top of 2020, I was like, right, we have 2 more weeks in America to just finish the album. And then obviously we hit the pandemic and I had to come back to the UK and lock down here. And then I lost all of my motivation because I was so close to finishing the album and then we were locked down. I was just so demotivated and I felt very low and I was here by myself. So I had nobody to help keep me upbeat and happy. So that got me in a bit of a low place. And it wasn't until, 2 months or so into the pandemic where I finally started writing again. And I did some Zoom sessions and we wrote Biblical and Rise. And that kind of helped sort of finish the album. So the pandemic definitely slowed us down. And it definitely affected my mental health. But I feel like, it also pushed me outside of my comfort zone and helped me grow and develop as an artist in ways that I didn't know was possible. So, yeah, I have to take away from the pandemic that, as awful as it was and still is in some places, I have to try and take the positives from it. So, yeah, it was definitely a challenge, but it helped make the album what it is. Because Bridges is such a personal song, I was kind of trying to make what I felt was my biggest weakness my biggest strength. So Bridges is a song about a much sort of darker time in my life when my confidence was at its lowest, my self-worth was at its lowest, and I was just in a really low spot. And I was able to overcome that, and I was able to by using therapy and speaking to people and working through my emotions, I was able to get past those feelings. But then I kind of made peace with it and moved on. And so never in my career did I think that I was going to revisit that time because it was a darker time for me. It was something that I kind of wanted to forget about. And when I was writing this album, it was just something that I had in the back of my head, kind of wanting to get out and wanting to, because I was being so honest with my songwriting and I was talking about my journey and I was talking about, things that have happened to me and heartbreak and all these things. It was just in the back of my head, like, I need to write this song and I don't know how to write it. It's a really dark song. So how do you write about that kind of topic, And so I wrote with a an incredible singer called Danielle from The Script. And we sat down together and we started writing that song. I trusted him with it because I knew that he would be able to help me navigate through what was a really difficult topic. And I felt really relieved to write that song. I was very nervous about whether I should include it on the album because it was so personal. But I just, from seeing the songs on the first album resonate with people all over the world, I just thought I have to put this on the album. And then I thought, do you know what? If I'm going to go one step of putting such a personal song on the album, let's go the next step and put it as the title. And the thing that I love about the title of Bridges is that it doesn't just mean the bridge that, I used to sit and think about things on. It also means the bridge between me and my fans. It also means the bridge over troubled water. It means the bridge between, that connects me to other people. And I think there's so many different ways that you can interpret what bridges means. And I think, it's what I love about using the bridge that's just in my hometown here is that it's on the album artwork. So it's kind of, my hometown is all over my album, and that makes me very proud because I'm proud of where I'm from and proud of where I live. And so, yeah, there's many reasons why it's called Bridges, but specifically, I was just trying to take a really, really raw, vulnerable time in my life and try and show the light out of it, and try and make people see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and there is hope and there is a way out, Heaven is a song that I had written after the album was finished. We were kind of done with the album. We're finished. We've got all the songs we want. And then I went over to America and was just taking meetings. And then I decided to do some writing sessions just for fun. And so I ended up writing Heaven, which then when I showed the label, they were like, it should be on the album. So we had to reopen the album and put it on. But do you know what? I think I'm so happy that we did put it on the album because it's such a beautiful song about loving somebody in the present moment and, and putting the power in the relationship. The love that I have with you is better than anything else in the planet. I think that's really special. And so we put that out as a single and I was really proud of it. And then obviously because Asia has been so amazing to me, I kind of wanted to give back to Asia specifically. And so we had talked about, is there an opportunity for me to do some, collaborations within the Southeast Asian market? And so we'd shortlisted a bunch of people down, and Darren was one of those standout people to me that I was just like, this guy's incredible. He's just got such an amazing voice. He's so humble and so human. And also he, has come from a talent show in the same way that I have and has grown his career from the same place that I started in as well. So I just felt connected to Darren. And so when we started working on the song together, I mean, that guy can sing. Holy moly. He's got such a beautiful voice and he sings the song so well. And to have two male voices on a record is something that I've wanted to do for a long time anyway. And to do it with a Filipino artist is just dream come true. So we decided that we was going to put it out as a single, and then I also worked with Lyodra from Indonesia. I worked with Danielle from Malaysia, and Hoang Duyen from Vietnam. And it's just been so amazing to work with these incredibly talented people in a territory that I love so much. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure to share this single with those four incredibly talented people. Of course, firstly, I want to say a massive mabuhay to everybody in the Philippines. I have missed you. It's been a long, long time. And I'm so excited to be back. I'm playing at the New Frontier Theatre in Manila on the 20th of October. I'm so excited to be coming back. I played there in 2018 when it was called the Kia Theatre, and now it's changed to the New Frontier Theatre. So I'm excited to be coming back, to be performing for all of you guys. I've got a whole new album's worth of music. So It's going to be emotional. It's going to be magical. So if you haven't got your tickets, get them and come see me. And as always, mahal ko kayong lahat.